观众朋友，大家好，欢迎收看呢礼拜嘅客家新闻杂志，我係刘二平。到太不列顛島西南部嘅威爾斯係英國嘅主選國之一，不過同英格蘭、蘇格蘭同北愛爾蘭來比，多數人對威爾斯可能較生疏。講到威爾斯，除了國旗紅嘅風亮，本人真相當清。威爾斯語嘅復興，還較係國際典範。客家天使咁16年。過幾擺來到威爾斯，帶我來看翻上屆威爾斯語，廿幾年用上透過公司部門聯手打造雙語環境，讓民眾來學威爾斯語。一步一步對2050年100萬威爾斯語人口嘅目標去做。來看人嘅不列顛與愛內地報道。兩公家同做下相互合作，準備愛事業，調頭開放手作嘅同時，亦下邊做嘅人討論嘅話題。
The love spoon is like a traditional thing to show like love.
Yeah, you never share this information.
I'm sure I did.
Yeah, you say, oh, it's the love spoon. I was like, oh, okay. Now just hand. Yeah.
I'm sure I told you.
Is it?
I'm sure I told you.
兩家人搭載顧嘅場景係平時嘅生活。實施啲係討厭兩探人，搞到公地廟係威爾斯人。2年前朋友小解嘅人出事，新節目向眾殺相互欣賞。2016年結束前期的戀愛甜美中心，不過經濟條路離開家鄉，途經過倫敦上見落檔。客家同威爾斯語對嘅人來講，錢難拿，啥有弄生疏。
在英國沒有那個環境，就沒有人跟我們講客語，也沒有人跟我們講威爾斯語，那這樣我們就完全沒有辦法做練習。
大家好，我是小美，我今年6歲。
自治嘅鄉東地年下，小妹哋下係好幾年親家嘅時期，喺雙語嘅環境下，英文、中文攏曉講，不過對客家來講，實施啲未聽唔到。
對，是覺得有點無奈，但我爸爸媽媽是很希望，就是他也能夠學客語。可是因為我們1年也只能回台灣，最多可能1年就2次，1年1次，所以就覺得說，有點困難。
愛同這個年好曉愛傳落去，環境一定重要。1987年，敢那傳到50萬人曉講嘅威爾斯語，是在9種來。都係日常生活當中愛講愛用。來到英國西南部嘅威爾斯，一出火車頭所有看到嘅，無論係廣告也係路牌，攏有英文含有威爾斯語。威爾斯語是有啲客家成果，其實經過半世紀嘅語言復興傳統。清關傾嘅地方都係講到1993年嘅威爾斯語言法案。
The Welsh Language Act in 1993 was the first time, I think, there was this idea of being able to influence what public bodies offered in Welsh, and what they developed was a pattern of Welsh language schemes or plans.
威爾斯語言法案打入威爾斯語同英文透過部門嘅平等地位。2017年嘅威爾斯語言措施，還進一步同威爾斯語編做官方語言。人民用威爾斯語嘅權利，一步一步透過立法有明確嘅保障。
Wales and the Welsh language, that's an example of how activist movements and language campaigning has actually been successful and has changed language laws and has made the government implement better language policies. And we've seen that change happening in Wales. Has the government done enough? No, of course not, because there is still a long way to go.
2017年，威爾斯政府還進一步喊出，希望同2050年我有100萬人曉講威爾斯語。
But it is important, even more than just the numbers, the idea that the 1 million form a community, a people in a sense, and I think that's one of the most important messages. They have something to reach, 1 million to represent not only 1 million individuals, but a community of 1 million speakers, strong and which can actually continue and strengthen their language for the future.
And, you know, it's all about marketing in a way, isn't it? It's a positive, memorable, exciting target. And for that reason, I think that it has changed the narrative because it has provided that gear change, that optimistic feeling that everybody needed.
每度点动口面对教育、工作两百、家庭社区当中，全面去创造不应生活嘅环境。那么，共部门嘅执行情形又系有顺咯。同本人生意用途成法度嘅每一個角頭，佔人才同時做到本天嘅品質，其實冇應該。所以本人市政府先策同第三方來合作，來提供兩項服務，兩下都橋下來去看。進入到本人市政府睇聽，直接人都看到當年嘅大型感謝票頭，像係同大家講，能要提供送醫服務。那麼接睇人前，當然接睇各地來嘅民眾，送醫能力係千基本愛了解。
We do have a lot of people come in who come from predominantly Welsh-speaking areas, and obviously it is important to us on reception that if they feel more comfortable and more happy to speak in Welsh, we will speak in Welsh back.
So if anybody feels that they would like to use it immediately, that we can be that kind of first service providing. I think it's very important, I think, and one of the goals is, because we're the first point of contact for everybody who comes in, that we can speak Welsh, and the first thing they hear potentially is the Welsh language in a government building. It makes total sense, I think, yeah.
本人是法律明天，公部門要提供送醫服務嘅義務，不過理想當好，現實來講，人才係大問題。
It's been a challenge to recruit bilingual receptionist staff here in our main office in Cardiff, for example. So a couple of years ago, we decided to change the system to make it a contract, a facilities contract. By making it a contract, it's the responsibility of the contractor to provide us with bilingual staff, and it's provided a more stable recruitment solution. 就本人是年年为政府嘅资料，但係本人是有超過150個公共單位，能有提供本人是人嘅服務。唔過係睇年年同日常生活度嘅使用機會，民間嘅呢頭未到重要。本人是年年為政府，呢幾年都推出可能咁來嘅驗證機制。
We encourage organisations in the third sector, voluntaries, charities, and in the business sector to have plans about how they will use the Welsh language in future. And we're very excited actually that so many organisations want to work with us on these schemes. And you will see people in shops wearing a lanyard with a logo on it. And it's a simple idea, but it really works.
同本人士就近來見到嘅公司企業未開始提供本人士人嘅服務，只會能兩下來到一間當地嘅金融機構，所以看到前公家信號有幾個代表為講本人士人嘅會眾，都係技能效講本人士人。
And we've achieved something called Cynnig Cymraeg, right, which basically means Welsh offer. And that is a stamp of approval on the services that we offer. So it'll be things like signs like this. I mentioned we have 55 branches. For a company like us, it's really important for us, therefore, to reflect that community and to make things available in their language of choice.
本人是年年為政府打拍工，對企業來講，外媒係技能自家建天，上晚下未為讀到唔肯配合嘅公司。不過對2020年執行到今，竟有超過100間公司基金會得到認可，同時未有上百間企業兩下頭計劃來做，對政府到民間，強下來打造送醫環境，和推動家長對年年嘅重視。拿定陶器，先生到生意面前，又崇高又鞏固。下就是頭離卡蒂夫無期間嘅兩間社區圖書館，而下邊做生意嘅兒童樂園。
Some of them speak Welsh, some of them are learning, some of them don't know any Welsh, but they can see the benefit for their children to learn Welsh. And it's a brilliant way of learning through singing songs, really, nursery rhymes. And a lot of the parents pick up a lot of Welsh words from doing that.
世人头先世界带领下就从逐条，要从做本意事业推广机构来判解巩固法统，创立社区同家庭，为世人自细都头本意事业嘅生活度。
I think it'd be a good experience for him and the other kids as well, whether they speak Welsh at home or learning outside of the home. I think it's a good experience for everyone. Both me and my wife were brought up in Welsh households, and I think we realised that being part of that minority culture, even in your home country, it's important to sort of keep the fire burning.
It's my mother tongue, it's my first language. I can't think of not speaking to him in Welsh. He'll have his education through the medium of Welsh as well. He speaks to all his family and friends through Welsh. So yes, it's best time to learn 2 languages, I think, when they're this young.
政府加強推廣啲頭，提醒民眾對語言嘅重視。嗱，今年都要見來見到嘅家長，先切同世人收起傳本意事業嘅學教。
We have seen more and more parents wanting their children to be fully bilingual and wanting to go to Welsh medium schools. And so what we do is we find a way and we help them.
There is also the need to have more Welsh medium schools where children can learn Welsh, and of course, as we know, children learn Welsh much easier than adults. So that's a very big priority moving forward.
世人嘅教育係促進本意事政府2050年目標嘅關鍵。同嚟同時，好本意事業嘅聲音，呢幾年未有顯明嘅成長。就國家本意事業學習中心嘅資料，2022到23年，有87000嘅人參加中心判解課程，同2017至8年來比成長3成外，其中84%攏係16到14歲嘅工作年齡人口。
Since the Welsh Government have announced the strategy of reaching 1 million Welsh speakers by 2050, we've seen a huge increase, partly due to the awareness of the Welsh language, partly due to the increase in funding as well. The awareness that having bilingual skills, that being able to speak Welsh and English, you're offering a better service, and also the Welsh language standards, that has also had an impact.
來到卡蒂夫好本意事業中心嘅教學地度，無強看背景，無強看時代年齡層嘅好節農住，通過情景式對話，不止愛曉聽曉寫，還愛感開再講。
Actively encourage people to use Welsh. It's not just about understanding it and learning to read or write. It's about speaking Welsh. Our aim is to create Welsh speakers. And we always say that there's potential for anybody to make progress on these courses, whether you think you're good at languages or not. Everybody can make progress and can get Welsh to be part of their everyday lives.
26歲嘅Emma，自細都讀用英文上課嘅學校，畢業了後，為到是同行卡到不卡人同朋友講本意事業，再個轉到教學好模擬。那麼就都說模擬唔係本意事業，對本意事業相當有感情。
I work as a designer, but especially being in Wales, I've started realising that you can get further if you can speak Welsh, because it's like that sense of national pride again. And I've noticed with clients and colleagues, when you can speak Welsh, there's just that little bit of like camaraderie, and it's really lovely.
I think it is very important to have your language and to use it, because it will disappear if you do not use it. And if you went to France, you would expect them to speak French, and it is not a problem. You know, that is what they do. They also speak English.
無論學前行業教師嘅年輕係乜嘅，民眾對本意事業嘅認同見來見到，呢本國家看好本意事業嘅復興之都。